Yo, what's good, everyone? Yeah, my bad. I've been streaming a while, but yeah, yo, can see the rustiness. Now, what's good, everyone? We're back with another video here today. In today's video, well, I mean, man, I don't know where to begin, man. Like, first I want to apologize for like not streaming for a couple of past videos. I had good bit of work to complete, but I'm kind of on track of it now. I mean, I'll go through what I have to do with you all today as well. Kind of just had to take a break basically to like kind of catch up on my work a bit. So yeah, even though I'm using AI, I'm still falling behind. Like yeah, I mean that's on me though. I won't lie, that was just on me. But yeah, man, in today's video, I pretty much just have a list of things that I pretty much want to discuss. I wrote down in my notes, and it was pretty like I would say that I'm glad that I didn't stream for the past like 3 days because there were some very interesting how can I put it together? Like there was interesting results that I noticed from using ChatGPT to help me finish my my assignment, right? So pretty much I'm just gonna go through it with you all what I've learned or what I've seen and some things that you just have to like keep a eye on so that you don't make the same mistakes that I would have made or was going to make. But I said like AI isn't perfect, especially like when it comes to ChatGPT. It isn't perfect. Hence, as I always keep mentioning that you should use it for something much more specific. Like you should have a AI. I wouldn't let me not go that deep into it. Yeah, like it's like you gotta pay me first, man. But but yeah, it's like I just learned some interesting results, and I would like to share with you. And just for you to just keep in mind when you're doing your when you're using AI to help you with your assignment, just to like kind of keep these things here in mind. So let me just switch my screen real quick. um, yeah, you can see it, man. Yeah. So pretty much what I wanted to start off with is so I should say I should outline everything that I want to speak about in today's video. Um, God, this gosh, I replied to this female afterwards. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. Sorry about it, man. I'll be having so much things to create on, man. But yeah, pretty much. So what I would like to talk about on today's stream is that so the data you have ChatGPT. So um, basically like I want I kind of like wrote these notes a bit very stupidly. I will lie. I was like kind of wrote to them because I was just kind of like piece together what I would have talked about on today's stream. So kind of have to like do some puzzling to remember what it's actually talking about when I wrote these notes. So I had my first point is the data you have ChatGPT, and I'm thinking that what I meant by that was the data like you put in the ChatGPT like um let me just read it out and then I'll touch back on it. So I have the data you have ChatGPT, and then I have the references, then I have the links, then I have the format of the paragraphs and the inline citations, and using free journal articles, making up information, making up websites, getting into a second part of the assignment, and then what do you what to do when you get bad referencing, look up the names and copy the link from there. Then just to note this discovery is only for 2025, maybe in the future it can get better. So those are like, and I know that I kind of like just read it all like what is this guy talking about, but to like kind of pretty much basically break it down because I said I'll go into everything here. So I wanted to start off with the data you have in ChatGPT, right? And I believe that what I meant by the data you have in ChatGPT, it was pretty much basically like you can be very detailed and for some reason it still doesn't get the information or it still doesn't understand the information. So you can see if I let's kind of zoom in here a bit. I think you should see that perfectly, right? So you can see that my all these things here are the information that I would have gotten from my lectures, right? So all these things here are notes, right? All these things here here are data for it to for ChatGPT to understand, right? And you know, as we so if I were to go down now into like you know into the results that it produced for me, right? This is what um you know I would have got, and do have other chat as well. So there's two charts that I will show you all. I'll go through both of them, but I will start with one each because you know like you can't really like scroll. Like if I go in another chat, like it will start from the end of the chat, not the beginning. So I can have to like go through each chart one by one. So say see that I added a table of contents to the table of contents, right, with all the data for it, right? So scrolling on. Yeah, well, like there's a lot of stuff I gave it. So this may, but I'm plus two. I do have it a bit minimized. So yeah, that's why the scroll looks very long, but it's not really that long. It's just because I'm zoomed in. That's why it's like this pretty much. Um, gosh, never mind. Like bro, how much? Hold on. All right, here we go. Right. So now that you see that that once I add the results, now this is what it produced, right? And you can see everything, the table of content, like it pretty much gave you like how my table of content should be. Then went into the introductions, then the project overview, then the problems and users identify and stuff like that, right? And the references and everything, right? So you can see that it pretty much did everything as it supposed to be, right? And I said it looks good, it looks nice, whatever, right? But you know, if you really analyze it properly, and you know, this was some criticism I got from IET comment the other day. I'm pretty much basically like the person was mad at me for using AI for my assignments, and I'm like, you know, if you well, I shouldn't say my assignments, but I'm using AI for my codes, and I was like, bro, everyone is using AI for coding normal, like if you aren't using AI in some sort of fashion, like I'm sorry to say it, but I mean, can't really say it on here, but you are a R word. You know, I'll just keep it YouTube friendly, but you are a R word if you are not using ChatGPT or AI, any sort of AI assistance to help you with whatever you're doing, especially in 2025. Because if you're not, I'm sorry, but you are a R word, man, because the information is right there. Like all you have to do is literally open a chat, type whatever you want to like know about, and bang, it can produce it for you. So I mean, to really to be very honest, get mad at some or try to like shame someone for using AI in 2025. I mean, I can't really think about an analogy on top of my head right now, but I'll pretty say I would surely say that's very stupid, man. So he like yeah, man. But so yeah. So you see that it gave me table of contents, whatever, the introductions and whatever, right? So the big mistakes that it made from this, just from reading off the introductions, is that well, one, there's no references. The paragraphs are good, which I like. I mean, they probably could have cut it down a bit shorter. I mean, a paragraph should at least have like three sentences or more. A paragraph shouldn't have two sentences, but you know, well, so okay, never mind. My bad. I'm not reading. Okay, my bad. So it did the paragraphs clean, whatever, right? They did project overview cleanly as well. It did everything as it's supposed to be. Oh, I'm sorry. This is for the UX design. So what I'm showing you right now, this is for the UX design module, just for you all to like know what I'm talking about right now, right? So when you come down now to the problem users, like this is good as well too. It's it made it identify all the problems in one paragraph, which is good. And then when it came to the needs now, well, the needs could have been better. It didn't really write the needs properly, and especially too, as I said, I did have it. I didn't tell it exactly like this is exactly how it's supposed to be, and it didn't really do it like that. But you know it is what it is. We move on, we move on, you know, we get into later, right? And then you can see editor reference list and stuff, but again they didn't really do it properly because the design management is supposed to be italics. It did everything good, it did the commas, whatever, but it didn't put available at, or it didn't put the link to it as well, or what date it was accessed on, right? So this is right. This part here is when I give it the guidance document. So what I sent in this first paragraph now was, I believe I sent it what I supposed to do, and I sent it the reference list. So that's why it pretty much did it like this, right? So now when I go down now into the guidance, and this is, you know, pretty much where it gets interesting, right? Because now this is the full guidance on what it's supposed to do, right? So I mean, so as if you can see everything, all the guidance, whatever, right? Blah blah blah. You can see all this. All right, so we're scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, right? Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Yeah, I won't lie, man. I shouldn't zoom out too much for this, bro. I should have zoomed down, man. So sorry, zoomed up. Sorry. Was well, is it zoom up or zoom down? Or zoom in? You know, I just say zoom in, right? Yeah, right. So so right, so now I came to the end of the guidance document, right? So now it was just like confirming, well, whatever, create the introduction, well, whatever, blah blah blah. So it's just confirming what it's supposed to do, right? And then after, you see that it said that look for journal articles that are 10 years and well, that are at least 10 years old and not anything longer, right? So let me put this on a bit. Right, and after you see that, it gave me the draft again, right? So you can see everything like that, and it still didn't really do the references and stuff correctly, as you all can see, right? Because again, you know, yes, the paragraphs are good, but you know, where is the inline citations to back up what it is talking about, right? So you can see that it didn't add any of this nowhere near in the paragraphs, right? So I'll say for your like you can see, you can read it. Yeah, it still didn't do the references properly, even though I gave it a whole guidance document on how it's supposed to do the reference list, and it didn't do it how it's supposed to, right? So you know, this is so this is so but that being said, right, now I kind of go into it again, and you know, I kind of like try to explain it a bit further to it more so that it understands, right? So in this paragraph here is basically, I just kind of told her that, well, you, I don't really like what you did here, can you do it over, um can you like add the inline citations, you know, look for much more recent journal articles that I don't think I mentioned free though. Yeah, this one I didn't speak about free ones in this one. I just told her to be more straight to the point, get references that are like 5 years old and stuff like that, right? Oh, and I told her to look for credible journal articles and PDFs, but I didn't specify on free ones. I just said look for those, right? And so again, it went on and produced. Oh, and also I mentioned that I wanted it to write the report like a 21-year-old would have wrote it, right? And so it put that into the beginning of the introduction. So I had to tell her, well, yo, like don't do this, because you know, in a report you don't specify who is the person writing the report. You just write the report basically, right? So now it pretty much gave me everything, and now you can see that it added inline citations, right? And yeah, you can see that it has the links or whatever, right? And the problems, identifications, the problems, whatever, blah blah, right? So again, another few problems that you would notice from it is that, well, one, why are there two inline citations? That is a massive red flag, right? Because you can, and I think this leads Max. This was to my other point where I had where I was going to mention about the references, and also I have to mention about the links as well too. So we will get into links as well too. But to talk about the references, right? So you can see that, well, you know, how one et al. with the dot and comma and the 2024. This is good, right? This is very good. That's how inline citation should be, right? But why is there two? Why is there another one? Like there's only you can only have one citation per sentence. You can't have two citations for one sentence. That is like not going to work. That is, they don't teach you that, in the tertiary level of education, you have to put one, right? So again, as I said, I gave it the full guidance on what it's supposed to do, and yet it still did this, right? So, and I said, well, you can see that it did it twice again here. What else? Where else did it? I don't think, well, it mentioned the link here, but it didn't put the reference, but like this right here, right? It did it correctly here, as you can see, right? It did it correctly there. And after it added the inline citations, right? Then when it comes to the problems and identifications, as we were seeing further that the problem statement was just in one, and then you had the needs underneath, but now it did it like this. It gave like three problems, like it went very specific with the problems when it was just supposed to keep the problems very minimal, because we would have discussed the problems in like the project overview or the introduction, right? So I basically had to like tell it again, well, yo, keep it short. Like don't really be that detailed about what we're going to discuss, because we already discussed it in the introduction and project overview, right? So I kind of put this on a bit. Right? So that is what I wanted to talk about with the references, right? And then if I go to the links now, right? So you see that it gave me the correct link, right? You see that it carried me to link whatever, but I said it's a paid link, right? So you can't really you can't really use this, right? So because you have to look for free journal articles, right? So that was one, and then I think you can see it, right? So if I highlight this, right? You will see. So I highlighted. I can't really zoom up too much. I mean, if you're on oh, shout out to the Gax you judge. Shout out to you, man. Um so yeah, if you look at the at my tab or link, I'm not sure what you call it, right? But you pretty much see that ChatGPT.com is highlighted, right? And this is a massive, 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 massive red flag, right? Especially if I said you're in academic or tertiary level. If you put a link like this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna need to serve a lecturer or even serve a examiner. But if I see this, like I'm sorry, but you are getting zero. Like, bro, there's no way you can have ChatGPT.com at the end, right? So what I'm trying to get to the point to see is that when you're copying these links from ChatGPT, right, make sure that they don't have this at the end, right? Because if examiners see this, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, you are going to get zero. So, bro, like, I don't have to be an examiner or lecturer or even another student to tell you that, man. Like, you are going to get zero, right? So, what I like to do in situations like this, right? So, I use my perspicacity, and my innovative skills, right? My critical thinking skills, right? So, what I do is that I will copy this here, right? So, copy this. Then you go here and do so, then come back to it, and bang, voila. You can see, copy free link. So again, you copy this, you copy the title, right? Copy the title, also open up a new tab, press it right there, well, Control Z, sorry, and then press enter. Then you click, you see the link. You will see the link to go to the website. You click on it, and bang, and then you go to the top bar, whatever, and then you see the correct link to copy, right? So that is one thing to be very mindful of, very careful of, because as I said, you will get zero, right? So, and also as well too, another thing to like be careful of as well is that, okay, well, okay, this was a clean one. Never mind. I thought that was a website. Never mind. Um, yeah, I think this was the same one as well. Yeah, you can see that where it had where it put the same ChatGPT.com again. So yeah, be careful of that, man. And I think it also did it in the references, if I'm not mistaken. If I go to the reference list, yeah, if I go to the reference list, yeah, you can see it pretty much did it again as well. So yeah, if I click this one too as well, yeah, you can see that it did it again. So it has a ChatGPT.com. So that's another thing to please be mindful and please be careful of, right? And now, if I were to go down, because so again, like what what I told it again now was to look for free journal articles, take out the 21-year-old. I gave it examples of where to find free journal articles like ResearchGate, Google Scholar. Sage does offer some free ones, but sometimes they are paid as well. There's other website I forgot as well. I don't remember it right now. I think it's P something. I don't remember it right now, but there's another website. Um, right. And so once I clarified that now, if we come back down now to this, right? You can see that now it's giving me from articles from ResearchGate and OECD and these kind of stuff, right? Or this is another. So I'll come to this one. There's, if I go to ResearchGate, see free journal article, whatever, the link to it and whatever, right? But you know, notice now with this, you see that it didn't put ChatGPT, right? So you can see earlier that it was linking me to, like, you can see that it was giving me chat. Oh my goodness. And another thing as well, I should have been very careful with this as well because I can't really show this as well because I will get banned from 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 um from YouTube and all these other platforms. But also as well, you have to be very careful with the links because I remember as well that it gave me a link to nudity. Yeah, so I said I can't really share that because I said I'll probably get in trouble. And it was because it was from one of these ResearchGate documents as well too. So I have to be very careful. But yes, and I think I did speak about that in what I wanted to talk about in my list of topics for today. So these links here you have to be very careful because they can link you to nudity. So I can't really show it because and I need to want to like show exactly which link or whatever that happened on. But yes, there was a point in time where ChatGPT literally did give me a link to nudity. So yeah, be very mindful of that. But also you can see that it didn't give me the ChatGPT.com even though I if I was to scroll back down, I said if I you see that I click this link here and you can see that, oh wait what? Wait, what? It just, bro, I know y'all just saw that too. Why is it not, bro, what the hell? Yeah, it literally just put ChatGPT and after it removed. Like, yeah, you see, and then it disappeared. What the hell? Okay. But still, so even though you're not seeing a ChatGPT.com at the end, I would still say to basically do what I did earlier and just copy this. Sure, I didn't need to press print. My bad. Hold on. Hopefully this doesn't mess up my stuff. Cancel this. Yeah, just copy that and then go to scroll along a bit. And then you see that it'll be pretty much basically pop back up and just use this link from there. So don't ever like don't ever use a link from ChatGPT. Always like copy the title and just basically Control V or just like highlight the title like this. Right click and then search Google for this title, whatever. Right. So let's just remove all these things here. So that was a and good thing I remember that as well to because that is a very massive a massive statement that I should have that I mentioned there. So um so yeah, that was with that. So let me see what else I had to talk about. So yeah, talk about the data, the link, the reference list, um, the format. I'm guessing too as well. Well, yeah, I can kind of speak about the format as well of the paragraphs. Like, um, well, as I mentioned, and you could see that well, there is the like province one, province two, and province three in different paragraphs. But what but from the guidance documents, from the guidance documents, right, it was saying that you were supposed to put one like what all the problems into one paragraph, and you have the needs underneath them, right? So what ChatGPT did, it didn't really follow along with what the and I think I mentioned it down below as well. So we'll kind of get to there. But I basically told that well, it's supposed to be one paragraph with all the problems and after you have the needs underneath it, but it didn't really understand that for some reason, which even though I said I gave it the guidance, so it's like, why are you doing that? So and also as well, even with references, as I mentioned it as well, that I was trying to like tell it as well, like what is a good inline citations and what's a bad inline citation, so that moving forward it understands, well, this is how a citation is supposed to be and this is how it's not supposed to be, right? So I would have did this as well too earlier down. So we decided to scroll along to it, right? So let's see. Oh yes, I was also told that the market data forecasters wasn't a good website, because I was telling that you should only use references from company websites, free journal articles, and PDF files from Google. Those are the only three ways you should, or you can use electronic books or whatever, or online books or whatever, or online free books, right? Um, and pretty much that's it. Like using like market data forecasts and what else? What else are websites you can't use? I mean, CNN, like NBC News and BBC News, all those are okay as well. Well, I mean, not to make this a political. No, let me, yeah, not forget about that. Let me not go into that. But yeah, but BBC News and CNBC News and NBC News, those are also credible websites as well too. So um, but anything other than, or like outside of those aren't really credible words that I can't think about on top of my head right now. But yeah, those are like just some key pointers for you all to know with your assignments. When it comes to doing your assignments, like always make sure that you're using the company website, the company website that you are using, right? Or free journal articles, and you can get those from Google Scholar, Sage, ResearchGate, Science Direct, GTSOR, pretty much just look up free journal articles. I think Scrib as well is another one. Yeah, like just look for free journal articles from there. Um, and also as well, you could also look at PDF files. So to like kind of help you all a bit with this one, if I guess like take away some time here a bit, I'll be like, well, what is time management, right? And you can look up this and just type PDF at the end, and you can see that, well, there's a whole list of PDF, like this little PDF thing that you're seeing here. Wait, let me, yeah. So this little like PDF thing you're seeing here, right? That means that you can just click on them, right? And you can see that you pretty much get directed to like a full PDF file. So and these things that would technically be taken as credible information, because they are PDF files, they are published files. So yeah, those are just a quick note for you all to know, right? So we're just scrolling down here a bit, right? Because I think I would touch on all this. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if in this one it touched on it, but well, like another point I had, that ChatGPT likes to like kind of make up information or make up data, or I should say like it doesn't, like sometimes it doesn't link you to the correct websites because of how it has like the ChatGPT.com at the end. So sometimes it kind of like it makes up its own website or its own data. So I don't remember exactly where. I don't remember, man. And I'm very scared to open up some of these links, to be very honest. So, man, there was one link, man. I don't remember it, but there was a link where it literally lead me to like to the wrong website. So, but I guess we probably come to later down. Let me drink some water real quick. Yeah. So this next chat here that I gave it was just a guidance document. So this is what my lecturer gave me, and pretty much what I told ChatGPT was, well, look, um because I think at this time, I think the chats before I would have sent it to him. So these were now like the replies that he gave to me, right? So all this right there is what he would have given to me in a certain way, right? So I told him now um based on the document that my lecturer would have gave me, like, can you now like create a problem statement again to be over, right? With this guidance that and this format that the lecturer would have give to me, right? So you see that and also I believe that I fixed the inline citations as well. So I think I would have told you something about the inline citations. I think I saw it. Okay, sorry, this is good, but you need to do it statement because oh right. Oh, sorry, too, because it was in page, articles, and then again, well, it looked like I told it to do it over, and I did it over, but it didn't add in the inline citations. So I guessing I probably would have told it over again. So yeah, I told it again to look for journal articles within like 5 year period. And you can see that like from this point onward, like the chat kind of gotten a bit scrambled. And I said like this is like it was pretty much annoying with this part here because it's like I gave you all the information, all the data that you need, but for some reason you're still getting confused, which it confuses me as well because I'm like, I gave you this information, so how are you still confused by the information I'm giving you? So it's like how I'm speaking to you right now is like how I was, like how my mind and my thoughts were exactly in that moment. I was like I was like, bro, I literally gave you, so why, like, what is confusing you? Like, I literally told that, yo, my brother, this is what you have to do. Like, what is confusing you, mate? You know? So, so you see that it gave me the references, but my issue with this is that I'm supposed to be more specific at this point, but it's like again, it's supposed to understand that, yo, to do this, right? So, oh, it's sorry, there's one thing I forgot to do. Hold on, my bad. There's one thing I forgot to do. All right, it's working. All right, cool. Right. So let's scroll down. Baba. So yeah, you can see that it gave me it. And another thing as well, this was big as well. So you can see that it gave me this sentence, right? But why is it digital transformation SME 2024? This is not like a publisher or whatever. This is like the title of the published document, right? So I basically had to check it and tell, well, yo, like, why are you sending me the title, right, of the document rather than the actual publisher of the document, right? So I basically had to check it a bit, and you will see that it continued further down as well. Like, see it did it here again, right? So you can see that so it did the same thing with the problems again. It finded the needs correctly, right? This is how the needs supposed to be, right? But the problems say, well, the problems identified and stuff, well, the problem identification, right? They didn't do it properly. It's supposed to be in one paragraph, right? So so yeah, and I told you again, please provide the references for the stuff. and it gave me the references. And then so I think this was yeah, I think this was the part where I got the nudity. So yeah, I wouldn't open any links here. Yeah, I think this was the part where I got the nudity. So yes, let's scroll on here a bit some more, right? So yeah, I think that now I kind of at this point now is where I kind of explain it a bit further more to kind of give it some more details as well on what it's supposed to do. And it still gave me the reference list. Let's see. Right, oh, right. So I call it out on yeah. So see that I call it out the inline citations as well. That I told her, well, you it's not an inline citation, and it finally gave me the correct one, which is supposed to be this right here. So digital transmission, gosh, transmission SME is supposed to be this pretty much. This supposed to be the inline citation, right? So let's scroll along some more. Let's see what else. Um, right, I did the introduction. This was a promise statement. Still didn't do the promise correctly. Still scrolling on some more. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, but again, you did not say my earlier about how statement rubber. So I think at this point is I was telling that the data is good, right? So I was telling it at this point that the data that it has is good, but what the issue was is that it didn't do it in a format that I wanted to do it. And I think yeah, so I told it to be in one coherent paragraph. And this was a mistake I made again because it pretty much gave me this very lengthy paragraph, which is my fault because it's technically supposed to be multiple paragraphs, right? So again, I had to tell it like, it has to follow the formation of what my lecturer gave me, right? Well, I think I went into the introduction. There we go. Yeah, so I told her that it has to follow the format that what my lecturer gave me on how to do it, right? And you can see that it did it properly at this time. And then while it still was giving the problems with the problem statements, it's supposed to be in one paragraph, but it still gave me in multiple paragraphs. And then the derived needs, it did it correctly as well too. And well, the references is good as well. I mean, the only thing that it didn't do is that it didn't put the access at the end. But I mean, that's okay. That's something very simple to do. So, and also as well to just another word of advice as well. Never like copy and paste information that you get from ChatGPT because you can't get plagiarized fits. And if you get plagiarized, you're going to lose a lot of marks. So please reword everything into your own words. Never just copy and paste because that is very stupid. And yes, ChatGPT is making your life easier by speeding up your process, but that doesn't mean that you be lazy and not put things into your own words, right? Um so yeah, and then again, you see my frustrations where I told her that it did the I told her to put credible information or credible websites, and I list out the credible websites. So I list out the non-credible website as well for it to know, right? And then it said it understood, right? So it understood from there, and again you can see that it went back to having the paragraphs not in the format that I wanted it to be. So again, I had to tell her, well, do it in the format that I told you. And then you can see I told her, do that, why you forgetting to stick with the format. So to explain, like, or to say that I don't understand why this is occurring or why this is happening, right? Because I said I'm giving it very specific details on what it's supposed to do, right? But for some reason, it forgets, or for some reason that it doesn't remember the current chat that we had before, which, it doesn't make sense because I literally talked it like, or well, I shouldn't say talk, because talk, that sounds like, that sounds a bit sus, man. But but I literally like gave it information in the previous chat, right, or previous conversation, or previous bubble, or whatever you want to call it, right? So again, I had to remind it to tell it that, yo, due to the proper formation, right, and again I highlighted, well, the errors in the inline citation, right? And then I gave back the whole problem statement or whatever and stuff like that. They're scrolling on again, right? Then it said it would redo it. It did a problem statement as it's supposed to be. I think the introduction was a bit too wordy again as well. Oh yeah, this is where I did it. So yeah, I told her that this is a good citation. And then again, I told that, where did I put the bad citation? Yeah, then there's a, I did put that, this is a good citation, this is a bad citation though, but it looks like I forgot. So again, this thing I understood whatever, blah blah blah. You see that it made the instruction slower and smaller. Again, it didn't follow the format and how the problem statement supposed to be. Again, the problems are not the one paragraph, right? The needs, they didn't do the needs properly. So again, I had to explain it again, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see that problem statement, you can see that it did it better again. And then I told her, well, send over it suggested to send over the introduction, the problem statement, and problems and needs. So it did that with the introduction. You see that it did it in the format needed. And you can see that the inline citations, everything are good. And then, well, the problems again are off, right? It's not supposed to be like this, but the needs are good, right? Then the references, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So again, I told that again that it's still using bad references, even though, like I hope that, you all would notice the trend that is going on with it, right? It's like, once I tell it to do one thing, it keeps forgetting the other thing, right? So it's like, you have to, so it's like what I was like kind of telling myself is that, does it make sense being very descriptive? Because if I'm being very descriptive and it still forgets about what I told in the previous chat before, it's like, what is it doing? Like what is it not getting? Like why what did they call it, man? There's something that catches it on, like, the learning language model, right? Like why is their learning language model not understanding, well, still, like, the user wanted this in the previous previously, so why can't they not do it in the other chat, right? So it's like, I don't get why it was getting confused off of that. So you can see that my frustration, right? You can see that my frustration, I literally had to put it in all caps to, like, tell her that, yo, like, get with the program, buddy. And here's what I told her, well, this is not a credible. And then man, I told that, honestly, it's kind of forgetting the chats, but I swear I told that, yo, this is a good citation, it's a bad citation, man. But whatever. But you can see that it pretty much started getting itself in order. It started doing it properly from there, right? Still not doing the problems properly, but it is what it is. So you scroll down, and then right. So this is where I ended off for my for the problem one that I had to, or this is how I ended off doing the introduction, problem statement, and the problems and needs, right? So even though it didn't give me what I wanted in the format that I wanted it to be, I just end up doing it offline. Like, I just end up doing the hard work and just doing it by myself, right? So because I kind of got a bit frustrated, because I'm like, I'm kind of wasting time doing this. Time is running. Like, I don't have time to keep explaining this over and over. right? So clearly it failed on that aspect, right, of it. So, if you go down now to the second part of it now, right, which is now we're going to touch in this part, or this chat now is going to be about secondary research. We talk about primary research. We talked about what else did I do? I did what else did I do? Trying to remember, what did I do? Honestly, no, we probably just go chat. I don't remember on top of my head right now. but yeah, we did a lot of things for this part here. It gets some water in, man. This place is extremely hot though. But always make sure you're hydrated. But so we talk about the secondary market research, we talk about application description. Oh yeah, the positive reviews and negative reviews, the user recommendations. Um there's also primary research as well we talked about in this. Um what else? Let's scroll along. Oh yeah, we did comparisons of the applications. Oh, so actually like write a table about them, and then primary market research was the final one, I believe. Yeah. Oh, and then the questions as well. Then I had to like pretty much just make up some questions, which I pretty much did. So let's scroll along here a bit. All right, so you can see that, well, it explained the everything from there. It didn't give me a credible website, so I kind of have to use like Google Play. But as I said, I'll show the chat. But yeah, you can see that it pretty much did everything as I wanted it to be. It did it in the correct format, which is good. You see that it did it in the tables and everything like that. So it pretty much it did it exactly as I wanted it to be, right? But I kind of had to switch up a few things from this. So it gave me the links and everything like that. So I kind of just told it about, it's not really using like it gave me like some it gave me data from websites that are not credible. So I had to tell about, yo, you can't really use this, whatever, blah blah blah, right? So it basically had to like just do it over, right? So you can see that so yeah, I was basically trying to like tell it, well, it should look for definitions for primary and secondary market research from regional articles, but it was basically struggling to find that information until eventually I got it, right? But let's have to keep scrolling along a bit. So yeah, I was just basically having a back and forth with it from right here with all these chats. So yeah, I was talking to, well, again, use whatever. I think eventually what I did is that I ended up went into 10 years, and then it ended up giving me a document in 2023, which was very stupid. So you always see it further down. Like right here. So yeah, I told her, well, look like the 5 years aren't really working. So I told her, well, look for journal articles that are 10 years older, and it pretty much, let's see, it pretty much well, look like extended back all the way over. Oh, right, yeah. So pretty much look like it gave it to me. If I scroll back up, yeah, I pretty much I think it gave it to me, man. But I mean, this paragraph looks way too long, so I don't think it was this one. So I wondering why did I send this back over? Why did I send this over again though? Ah, yeah, I don't know why I send that back over though, but I mean, it is what it is. But eventually, it ended up figuring it out, right? And it'll give me the proper information. So from here, I just told to use Google Play for like the reviews and everything like that. So once I told her that, well, it didn't really understand because it gave me this link to this. I'm wondering if so bang, this is something big here as well. So as I said again that this is what I'm talking about, like it pretty much was making up like it pretty much making up like free or building, or it was pretty much like building or giving me like sources to, or giving me links to something that doesn't exist pretty much for some weird and apparent reason. So it give me some link to this, whatever this website here is, and there's pretty much no access to it. So that's another thing you have to be very careful of when you're getting information from ChatGPT, or when you're taking the links from ChatGPT, right? So again, I cannot just explain to it like to use Google Play, whatever. I think I gave it the link as well. Yeah, you can see I gave it the link. If I click on it, yeah, you can see I gave it the link, right? So it opened it up, and from there it just went into the reviews. So yeah, so this part, so pretty much so my tactic for this part, instead of like sending everything in bulk, what I did is that I pretty much just broke everything out step by step so that it understood from there. So instead of me like trying to like keep repeating the same over and over, what the other approach I took was, instead of like just trying to get everything down in bulk, I just took everything step by step, so it was pretty much easier for it to understand, right? So, and you can see that it pretty much got a result for me. You can see that it created a table and stuff like that. Whatever. Scroll along some more. Oh wait, I think this is what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing today. So if I put back this here, so yeah, that chart is pretty much what I'm doing today right now, or what I'm pretty much like going to do once I pretty much finish with this. But yeah, I just kind of like wanted to show you all how I was using ChatGPT to like help me with my assignments. So if I scroll all the way back up, right, you can see that I have the timetable and stuff like that. I had the introductions. So I said I put everything back in pretty much into my own words, right? You see that I properly formatted the problems and it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, secondary market research. This is how the application is supposed to be. Whatever with the reviews, I gave a short description of it. Then I gave the positive reviews, negative reviews, the user recommendations, and the summary of both websites. And if we're supposed to come back down here, right? Then this is a comparison table. And you can see that everything here is compared, right? Don't know why it's doing this. This is very weird. So yeah, you can see that this was a primary market research with the target users, whatever, secondary users, and then the tertiary users, whatever, blah blah blah. Then this was the questions as well that it gave me earlier. So I kind of let's review the questions. So all these are the questions, and this is what this is the questionnaire analysis. So this is once I get the responses, this is what I'm supposed to like. This is what I'm going to like make my analysis of based on these things here. And then pretty much this is what I'm doing right now. Let's scroll this here. So yeah, this is pretty much what I'm doing right now. So, but yeah, I'll probably just do this offline because yeah, I'm kind of a bit behind on my work, so I'll just do that offline. I'm just gonna fix this document up a bit. Enter all this. Right. So make sure I put back on heading 1. Right. So yeah, so that was pretty much it with this. I just want to like kind of go through my process of how I use ChatGPT to like help me with my assignment. And I said I hope that it was informative. You all would have like learned something about this as well. Because as I said, like oh shoot, did I just do something? Hold on. Why the frick is it doing this? What the hell? Okay, this document is tweaking, bro. Okay, I don't know what the hell is this happened there. I was like, what the hell? But oh ooh, man, good thing it has this safety room, man. Damn it. but but yeah, but pretty much like as I said, I hope that you all would have learned a thing or two about like how you can use ChatGPT to help you with your assignment, because as I said, I'm trying to like make these live streams as informative as possible, and you all can take away a thing or two from it, right? And so it's just like kind of summarize exact everything that I did is that I would genuinely say to break down everything one by one, like so basically like my whole experience from using ChatGPT with to help me with my assignments, right? Like to kind of like summarize everything, I would say like just instead of like sending the whole kind of document, do it one by one. That's for sure. That's a very big thing, because clearly sometimes it get confused on certain things. So I would say like build it up one by one. Even though well you obviously in the chat that I still kind of copy and paste everything, and it did produce it for me. But I mean, so like there is some cases where you can't get away, where you can't just copy everything into it, and it can build it off from there. But the safer thing to do, I would personally say just build it off one by one. But that's really up to y'all if y'all want to do that. Just be mindful of the links. Like don't just copy and paste the links exactly from ChatGPT. I said just copy the title, look up the document itself, and just copy the link from there. Um, I would say as well be mindful of the citations. Like you see that it makes errors with the citation. So give it examples of how a good citation should be. So because as I always mention that by giving it good data, it will give you good results, right? And clearly too as well, like sometimes too as well, when you give it too many data, it can sometimes malfunction or misinterpret data. So hence that's why I say sometimes maybe just build up one by one. Maybe that can help. But and I think that's come back into my list. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it, man. Like yeah, just be mindful of the links, be mindful of the references, be careful with the data, and yeah, you know, just keep those things in mind. But yeah, I hope this was an informative one for y'all. Make sure you like the video, share, subscribe on the way out. And if y'all need more clarification on it on anything, y'all can just join the Discord that I have in the link, and we could maybe chat further from there. So yeah, man, as I really hope that it was good, it was informative, and y'all would learn something. And yeah, I'll catch you back in another video. Peace out, guys. Y'all have a good night.